Hi, welcome back to Manly Kitchen. Now today I'm going to do a twist on a traditional Midwest recipe. Those of you out in the middle of the country especially have heard of Italian beef sandwiches. And there's a couple of different places depending on where your loyalties lie. You say this one's the first or that one's the first. But regardless, it's a great sandwich, the Italian beef sandwich. Now, I'm staying with my buddy Roger and his wife Fernanda and their kids, and they really like chicken a lot. So what I'm going to do is an Italian chicken sandwich, and we're going to do that with slow-cooked chicken breasts. So come along with me, let's have some fun. The first thing that we want to do is coat our slow cooker with just a little bit of olive oil, about 2 tablespoons. And this is a brand new cooker, by the way, since I didn't bring any of mine with me. And Roger and Fernanda didn't have one. Now this is not only to coat the sides, it's also to give some flavor. The very last thing I'm going to put in is the chicken. I want to build all of the broth and seasonings first. First thing I'm going to do, good quality beer. I normally use about 12 ounces. This is a much bigger bottle, so we're not using anywhere near the whole bottle. And then we're going to use a whole package of free-range organic chicken broth. And that's because part of the tradition of this sandwich is to have lots of juice to dip your bread and meat in. And as a matter of fact, at one of the places that's real big on these things, they actually have a huge vat, and once they've built your sandwich with very wet meat, they dunk the entire thing, bread and all, in there. It's just amazing. Anyway, now we've got our beer and our chicken broth. We're going to put some garlic in there. This time I'm using minced instead of crushed because it's not as expensive, and I don't need to have the crust because this is going to fall apart on its own. So 1 good healthy spoon. Then I've got about 3 1/4 pounds of meat, so I'm going to use about 1.5 tablespoons. Now we'll make it 2 good tablespoons of Italian seasoning. Now this has everything in it. Marjoram, rosemary, on down. But then, because I know that the family loves basil, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of extra basil and give it that flavor. So that's a little twist on the recipe. And lastly, some very finely minced onions. Over the slow cooking process, these should just disintegrate, which is what we're looking for. Okay, so now I've got all my broth and seasonings together, and I want them to meet each other and get to know each other. Just enough for the herbs to moisten and for some of the juice from the onion to penetrate the broth, and then the broth to come back into the onion. Okay? So there it is. I'm ready to go. And now, let's get my nice breast fillets in there. These were on sale today. They were actually cheaper than standard breasts, so I was really happy about that. That's another thing to remind new cooks about. One of the things about going every couple of days is there's always something different on sale, and that's a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm done with that. All we have to do now is transfer it over to the counter I'd normally use if I wasn't doing a video, where I can plug this crock pot in. And we'll do one last thing. I'm going to turn this all the way up to high, and I'm going to let that roll that way for about 2–2.5 hours. Then I'm going to bring it down to warm, and it's going to go for another good 5–6 hours before we eat. So we'll see you at the other end of the day. We've had this cooker going for 6 hours or better, about 3 of it on high, 3 of it on low. And now what I'm going to do is shred my meat. And You just got to see how easily this falls apart. Is that awesome, Joe, or what?
That is, oh my God.
I mean, it's nothing. Just, yep.
There's like no work being done to that at all.
I know. It's just amazing.
Probably
But,
it's amazing.
Okay, back of the fork.
That's amazing. Wait, don't do the last one just yet. Yes. No, watch this, watch this.
What the?
Is that tender or what?
Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing.
That is.
So, haven't even got it in their mouths yet. We've already excited the family about dinner. What we're going to do is we're going to scoop that all back into the broth. Okay. Is this awesome or what? Fernanda's whispering over here, I want to eat it right now.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
This is good. I thought that was mine.
Nope. Can I put in a little bread?
No, but you can have another bite. Want one, Joe?
Sure, I'll take one.
Oh my.
Oh.
This is good.
It's so hard to pick
So-
up, it just breaks apart.
Now, yeah, you can almost gum it to death, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. Top goes back on. We're going to take it down to keep warm. And we're going to put the, whoops, maybe not. Take two. And we're doing this mainly to make it harder for Fernanda and Joe to get more bites out of there.
Aww.
And we'll be back in a little while for dinner. We're ready to go. The natives are restless, as you can tell. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get some cheese down. And we're going to put a little on both sides of the bun. Thusly. Now, get us a good portion of chicken. And yes, we want some of that juice. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Of course we want some of that. Now, a little more. Giovanna's back there about to explode. Alright. Now we close the bun so that we get all of the cheese melted on both sides. Okay? And we'll push that up here. And since this is Rogers, we go and get the cheese fries. Just bring those right over to the plate. Okay, now you notice we got a couple that don't have enough cheese. There it is, folks. Italian chicken sandwiches with cheese waffle fries. Now you could put some banana peppers on here or some jardiniere, anything like that to heat it up. Maybe sprinkle just some red pepper flakes. We're going to go bare bones tonight and leave it just as it is. And I'll be back in a little bit after we eat to tie up. So what do you think?
There's why it took this long to have this idea then?
Yeah.
I can't cook everything all at once. I got to do them one at a time, right?
But
No.
we eat 3 times a day. So you could very well. You know, cook
Breakfast,
3 times a day.
lunch, dinner, done.
And the fries for a snack.
Yeah, this I'm dripping sauce over here.
It's okay. You
Doesn't matter.
You
That's
can
why
make
we're
it
eating
later.
here.
You're dripping in amazement. Amazement.
How about the waffle fries?
Amazing as well.
Cheesy.
Just enough garlic salt?
Oh, wow.
See?
I never noticed that.
That's easy. So you heard it at the table. That was a pretty cool reaction, huh? And very easy to make. All you got to do is get your spices and your broth into the slow cooker, put your breasts in there, put it on high for the first couple of hours, and then drop it down to low and let it go all day long. You saw how easy it was to fork the breasts apart. They just fell apart with the back of the fork finally. And then some shredded mozzarella cheese and some bread. And as I mentioned before, you can do some sliced banana peppers or jardiniere if you like to do that. Make sure you dip it in the sauce, okay? So, I'm Lane. This is Manly Kitchen. As always, play with your food.